Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy MMA Propaholic, and I'm back again with another breakdown for UFC Vegas 65. Today, I'm going to be breaking down Fernie Garcia versus Brady Hiestand, and this is a great stylistic matchup. I love this matchmaking for the UFC. Garcia is coming off a loss to Journey Newsome, and Garcia didn't look too good in that fight. He kind of got outmatched everywhere. He was losing on the feet and in the wrestling. He was kind of getting messed up in, but not badly. He was getting back up, but yeah, he shows that he can be taken down. Let's get into the metrics though. We see Hiestand has a one inch height advantage, and he has a 4-inch reach advantage. They both fight out of the orthodox stance, and Garcia has 5 more professional fights than Hiestand, and Garcia has 40% of his wins inside the distance, and Hiestand has 80. Hiestand's actually been finished in one of his 2 losses. So I went back and watched Fernie Garcia's last 5 fights, and yeah, um, I was not impressed at all, especially against Jay Vala, who is 45 years. He was 45, guys. He's now 47. Um, Jay Vala had a 3-1 record, guys, and that man had nothing of a stand-up game, and Garcia was kicking the crap out of him. He actually landed some nice 1-2 combinations with his jabs very quickly in that fight. I think it was in like the first 2 minutes of the fight. He was just swinging a bunch of hooks, and he was using his gas tank to get Vala out of there. And he couldn't get the 45-year-old out of there, as Vala was a brown belt in BJJ, I'm pretty sure, but he didn't even shoot a takedown in that fight. That fight was 29-28. Garcia gassed. He gassed in the 3rd round, and the 3rd round was extremely close, as was the 2nd round, as I actually thought that Vala took a round against Garcia, which I was a little bit stunned. And I heard in that fight that Garcia on the side, guys, works as a real estate. I don't remember. I think it was finance. He works in finance at State Farm on the side. Like he was saying that's his major, guys. Like financial is his major. Like I'm not like to me like you went in there against a 45-year-old. A 45-year-old. I'm not like Lou, if you're watching this, I'm not shitting on you. This has nothing to do with you. Yes, this has nothing to do with you, man. I'm not shitting on every 45-year-old out there, but if you're 45 years old in the cage and you have 4 fights, four fights, it's so hard for me to sit here with a straight face. It really is, because it was 29-28. Garcia lost the 2nd round, guys. He got pinpointed in the 2nd round. It was disgusting. It was pathetic. And I thought it would get better in his next fight against Ryan Hayes. Yeah, that fight didn't go very well either. Like, he came out in the 1st round. He was using his jab, but, like, it's so obvious what Garcia's game is. He's just coming in there to box with you. That's all he wants to do. And they were talking about leading up in every single one of his LFA fights, like they were just talking about how like he wants to get back to his wrestling. Like, guys, let me know if you went all the way back into his career when he was fighting at XKO, because I don't know if he was actually wrestling, but shit, like you have a boxing background, you're not gonna want to be in there wrestling. Like that's just not what you're gonna be doing. I look at this for this fight against Ryan Hayes. It was extremely close, guys. Like all Ryan Hayes was doing in that fight was throwing calf kicks. It was repetitive calf kicks. And like leading up to even the next fight against Batting Gonzalez, like all the announcers were talking about is Garcia. He wants to get a finish. He wants to get back to his finishing route. But like Garcia's mainly a boxer. Like this man, I'm on Tapology, guys. He only has one knockout, and that's against Joshua Weems, who is not UFC level in my mind. He's a pure, like, he's kind of like a grappler, but like the man missed weight by 4 pounds, was arguing the knockout, which, I mean, he's just a clown for that. I mean, go look at the tape, Weems. You got knocked the fuck out. You got knocked out, buddy. I don't know what you were complaining about in that fight, but you got messed up. I don't understand I don't understand how Garcia, all he's worrying about is getting finishes. Dude, you need to worry about winning a third round because I watched your tape. You can't win a third round, Garcia. You can't win a third round. You got Bannon Gonzalez. Yeah, you wanted a unanimous decision, but shit, man, like, you were getting pieced up at range. Like, yeah, he's a good striker, but I mean, my God, he's not UFC level. Like, I'm not saying Brady Hiestand is high caliber UFC level, but we know what Hiestand brings to the table with his high tempo push. He pushes like Jonathan Pierce. He's like a Jonathan Pierce, guys. Hiestand is going to be in his face the whole entire fight. He's not going to let go of Garcia. He's going to make Garcia's life a living hell. There hasn't been one fighter that even in Journey Newsom. Journey Newsom was very relaxed in that fight. He wasn't going after Garcia with a high tempo. There's ways to beat Garcia. The ways to beat Garcia, it's high tempo. That's one. Land a bunch of calf kicks at range. That's two. You're gonna slow the boxer down on his lead leg, so it's gonna slow down his game. And three, get this guy to the ground and test his ground game. I haven't heard anything about Garcia being a crazy BJJ belt. You guys, if you guys know, drop in the comments because I haven't really seen or heard anything about that. But what Hiestand does, and I watched the fight against Tercios, the pace that he pushed on that man was absolutely ridiculous. He ate a lot of shots in that fight, but what I saw is he was actually injured in that fight, which I don't think a lot of people have been pointing out. Supposedly he had a bad ACL injury when he was in that fight, and he got a big surgery, so that's why he's been laying off. I don't like to watch interviews, guys, but I just saw it pop up on my YouTube feed because I like to go off everything on the tape because to me, that's all I care about is what you do in the cage. I don't give a shit what you say on interviews. Like Izzy says he's going to make this, like he was going to make last fight a bloodbath. I mean, he did. He fought a great fight. I'm not saying he didn't fight a great fight, but there wasn't a lot of blood. You can't trust what all these fighters are going to say, but he wouldn't lie about that in an interview, guys. Like, Hiestand is a killer in my mind. Like, the tempo that this man pushes on his opponents are absolutely ridiculous, and it's draining. Garcia hasn't seen tempo in a first round. His opponents have allowed Garcia to get into a groove so he can get his boxing going, but, like, Hiestand has good boxing, too. Like, he doesn't have bad boxing. I know Garcia is training at Fortis, but, like, I mean, every single fight I watch, his coaches are screaming at him. He doesn't listen to his coaches either, guys. He does not listen to his coaches. That fight against Newsom to me was a little concerning. That was 6 months ago, but we haven't seen Hiestand in the cage since August of last year against Ricky, who is coming off like a terrible loss. And lots of people are giving him crap this week. I'm going to be breaking that fight down, like, actually right after this one. Tercios looked great in that fight. Like, he was landing tons of combinations and everything, but that's because Hiestand just eats shots with his face. He's willing to eat one to land one. He got knocked down, actually, which kind of is concerning to me. Because, guys, I've been crapping on Garcia this whole breakdown, but what obviously is his game is his hands. He has great hands, and I think the boxing can get to Hiestand if he doesn't use his defense. Like, Garcia, I know Garcia hasn't really finished anybody like high caliber. He doesn't have, like, I think he only has like a couple of knockouts in his amateur career. I could be wrong. I haven't seen like an actual KO listed on Tapology besides a Joshua Weems KO. But I don't rate that KO high because Weems sucks. like, to me, like, Garcia throws a lot with power in the first round, but, like, he doesn't have a lot of power, and it's kinda obvious, but, like, when you're high stand and the way you fight is you just have your hands down and you're just continuously walking down an opponent, I mean, it's draining. Um, he's gonna get hit a lot, and he's gonna bring an extremely high tempo. Um, the under 2.5 is plus 165 right now. To me, that line, like for that line to hit, is Hiestand gonna come out like an absolute warrior in the first round? Like, guys, because if he does, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Garcia knocked Hiestand down. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he knocked Hiestand out, honestly, in the first round. Like, Garcia has been dying to get a finish in the UFC. Like, he got a finish in the Contender Series, but I watch his whole career. Like, the guy's dying to get finishes. Like, I understand it's not like building up to like, oh shit, like he's gonna knock this guy out. Like, clearly, like, no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the way Hiestand fights is he's gonna put himself in trouble. Like, none of the last opponents were putting themselves into trouble. Like, Hiestand's gonna put himself in bad spots. He got almost submitted like 2 or 3 times against Ricky Tercios. Tercios, I don't know. I haven't seen Garcia off his back, but he could be capable of anything. I saw the fight doesn't go. That I like the fight doesn't go here because I think Hiestand could push the grappling, and I think Hiestand can submit him. We haven't seen Hiestand in over a year. Like, God knows how he's gonna come back, and he's coming back healthy, guys. Like, remember, he was hurt in his last fight. He's coming back healthy. Guys, I really like Hiestand in this spot. But the only thing that worries me is his striking defense because, I mean, when you're facing a boxer and, like, let's say you can't get the takedowns, like, guys, honestly, like, Garcia wins this on the feet. Like, that's just me. But he slows down. Um, I think Hiestand could definitely grapple him 100%. He can get him down. Garcia has terrible takedown defense. He's clearly obvious to get taken down in the regional scenes. Really has no resistance in stopping any takedowns. When he gets too comfortable on the feet, guys, he's not thinking about that. He's just thinking about landing combinations. And, like, I think Garcia fights with a lot going through his head because he really doesn't listen to his coaches when they yell at him in the corner. Hiestand at minus 150 after a year layoff, like, I don't hate it in this spot, but just know with that ticket that you better hope that he gets takedowns. Because if he doesn't, let's say, guys, he doesn't get takedowns, he's not minus 150, guys. I'll tell you that now. He's not minus 150 if he can't get takedowns. He hasn't fought in over a year. He's coming off of post-surgery. His competition is pretty shit too. Like, he submitted a guy who's 0-12. He beat a guy who's 0-6. He beat a guy who's 0-4. I mean, this guy's kind of facing like the same caliber competition as Garcia, and I'm not counting his Ultimate Fighter fights. But like the tempo, I love the tempo. Like, what I love to see, guys, in betting violence is tempo. And I love to see Hiestand's gonna put himself in bad spots. We know he is, and Garcia definitely is capable. I really think, guys, this is Garcia's best chance to finish a fight in the UFC. Like, I honestly do. Violence is my path here. I'm waiting to see what the bookies give me on the fight doesn't go, but yeah, my best bet is the fight doesn't go here. I don't hate the under 2.5, but I think that extra 2.5 minutes can really pay off. Because I think, God forbid, it gets into the third round and we have the fight doesn't go, guys. Like, I think that third round, that Garcia can be extremely gassed. And, like, Hiestand can get him down, and he can, if, let's say he gets him down with 3 minutes left and he has a whole 3 minutes and put Garcia on his back, like, I would love to have that whole 3 minutes. So, my best bet is the fight doesn't go. And, I think Hiestand wins this by submission. But another prop I don't hate is Garcia round 1 knockout. So 3 props I'm at three bets. My bet is the fight doesn't go, which I will be taking, and I will be posting on my Twitter for my units. And if you guys don't know my Twitter, it's at MMA_propaholic. Yeah, I like three props in this fight. Like, I like Garcia round one knockout. I don't hate it if you get over plus 1,000. I don't hate the Hiestand stub. If you get the Hiestand stub over at plus 350, I'll probably be taking that if the fight doesn't go. And the fight, yeah, the fight doesn't go. So that's three props right there. I hope you guys have been enjoying the breakdowns. I'm gonna be dropping a couple more tonight. Yesterday I got home. I wasn't feeling well. I felt like crap. I did one breakdown and I took some medicine and fell asleep. Today I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be getting out at least 2 or 3 more breakdowns. I hope you guys are enjoying the breakdowns because I'm enjoying talking them out. I love doing this. Like it's helps me way more with my bets, and I hope it helps you guys making decisions with your bets. Make sure you guys follow me at MMA_propaholic on Twitter and drop a like, drop a comments in the comment section. And yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoy and have a great one.